are a tree planter.
Oh gosh, I got trees all over. Now this here was a Frank Lloyd Wright kind of a farm, but see, we took the lilacs out and I planted those, and the deer come in here and destroy my crops for me, even in this yard. And you say, where's the closest wood? So the little buggers, can't they find a wood somewhere? They polish their horns in, but those lilacs are 75 years old, and see, we took those out, they're all dying. That was Frank Lloyd Wright. There's a Frank Lloyd Wright architect lived here.
Yeah.
And that's why the house looks like it does, and that's why this shed came about. And this used to be 3 willows. There were 3 willows in this yard here that the 3 of us couldn't reach them. And the wind took one down, and then the guy cut the other 2. So when I took the farm over, I planted 3 willows. Now my mistake is I planted them too close to the road. I had someone tell me I go off the road a little further.
Isn't that like the #1 thing about planting trees is you never give yourself a big enough gap?
Oh,
well, it's like driving around Mark's farm because we graze his farm, and I'm like, why'd you plant all these things? Like I literally have scratches up and down my car because everything is into the road. So now we're bringing a forestry mulcher out this year because I'm like, we're knocking some of this stuff back.
See, if you're going to go and you got a farm and you want to plant trees, you want to get a permanent agriculture. Now, Dr. Paul Detloff, who was quite involved, and he's passed away now, but see, I did not. He was a consultant of mine. We did fertility on trees was his study. I got trees up, there's a cemetery on top of the hill that we fertilized that one. We didn't keep up with it. But he always was involved in putting on calcium, phosphorus, zinc, whatever it was to get trees started out here. So at Savannah Institute, I said they got all the research on genetics. They got all those things here. So now they're starting, I'm the guy that keeps getting in their face about soil fertility. And because we did that success with the hazelnuts, and really, and it was a dairy farm. So the guy that farm was better farmed than the one that I took over. And so just being a dairy farmer, growing hay in rotation, and they were good conventional farmers, but at least they had manure and cattle. But those hazelnuts to say, you know, if you want to grow some trees, you want hazelnuts, you want chestnuts, you want currants, you want whatever. My push is, what are you going to do about soil fertility? There's 2 things that work: the soil basis and then the crop fertilizer. Do I spoon feed this thing? Now, this is not a normal pine tree. I got to realize that the deer got in here and scraped his horns on it last year. But you see, I planted it. You see how close the branches are below? I got another pine tree at the farm down the end of the road, just like this. So my concoction, these pine trees really took to my concoction. So I take and I mix up, I got humates, and I got corn steep, and I got amino acids, and I got kelp, and I've got another product I'm working on that I mix into a tub, a concentrate, and each 5-gallon bucket of water that I water with gets maybe a pint to a quart to that mix. And I water them every week. Well, these suckers, that's new growth last year, that top part.
Wow.
That's new growth. I said, they do not make Christmas trees. Why did white pine respond so much to that fertility thing? Well, then the deer did a little damage to it, but I said, that was just unbelievable. That concoction in there, so I do a lot of...
Well, it's interesting how your grass right there is taking off too.
So these guys didn't respond. It was hard to tell. And then I planted those over there. They did really well, the new plantings there. We got really nice soil structures, but I don't see a lot of worms in here. It's just too dry.
Yeah. Well, and you had snow 2 weeks ago.
You guys did? We didn't get any.
You didn't get that foot of snow?
No, not here. Madison did, but not here.
Huh. Well, that's what made us. That's what got us close to good moisture.
Now we're moved along here. See, now this year would have been after the corn is harvested. See, we go through with a vertical tillage. We're real believers in shallow. You still see the rows of corn. Now, then we're going through the vertical.
Corn was here last year.
Corn was here last year. That's where all the stalks. Now we're going to combine the rye, and then we'll just in August we'll flail mow it down, and then you can see there's clover underseeded in here. This has got we got to need some moisture. You can see the little clover plants coming. We put about 15 pounds of a 3-way clover mix in here. So we're more interested in, now if we walk over to last year's crop over there, we didn't get the drought, our clover's a little thinner, and we got more volunteer rye coming into it. Normally some fields we didn't get any volunteer rye.
Yeah.
So then this was tilled when we did this, but very minimal till. You can see it didn't even take the corn rows out. After corn harvest in November, then the rye was planted. And there's an air seeder on top of our tillage tool to plant the rye. And then now this, like I said, we'll combine the rye, we'll clip at the end of August, and get a ton of compost per acre with a bunch of minerals in it. There's sulfur and boron mostly in it, plus the chicken manure, hay, compost that we make. And then now when that crop gets a foot tall this spring, we take it down and plant corn. That's our rotations.
So right now you guys are kind of looking through your fields, making a plan on when you're going to till. Are you ahead of schedule right now, would you say? Or
Yeah,
because last time we talked, you were a little bit worried about the fact that it actually wasn't cold enough to get a good winter kill.
Yeah.
Is that true, or are you
Our
seeing
clover crops never run dormant. Guys that
Yeah.
tiller radish this year never stopped growing.
Yeah.
Never quit.